everyone, and welcome back to another Artifact Corner. Today we will be looking at Fannie's desk in her office. Fannie Delord Webb Hall was a self-taught medical practitioner in Plattsburgh. She treated the poor of Plattsburgh for free. Fannie was quite ahead of her time, trying to make healthcare available for everyone, even if they normally couldn't afford it. When Fannie moved to Plattsburgh in the 1860s, there was no health insurance for people in the United States. Health policy and reform in the United States began in 1912 when Teddy Roosevelt and the Progressive Party endorsed social insurance as part of their platform. This included health insurance. Let's learn a bit more about Victorian medicine and how much it actually cost to see a doctor in Clinton County. So, how expensive was it to see a doctor in Plattsburgh when Fannie came to live here in the 1860s? The following information comes from the fee bill from the Clinton County Medical Society adopted in May of 1867. Here is a price breakdown for services. If the patient lives within 1/2 mile, the fee for a doctor's visit was $1, and for every additional mile of travel, you would have to add 50 cents. For some context, the average American was earning about $6 to $13 a week. So if you were earning only $6 a week and needed to see the doctor, and you lived 2.5 miles from the doctor, that would cost you $2, and that's just for the diagnosis of the illness or injury you may have. The treatment was an additional fee on top of that. So that would be 1/3 of your weekly income, and if you had to have the doctor visit at night, you would add an extra $1 to that fee. Let's get into the cost of some of the treatments that doctors would need to do on the patients once they have been diagnosed. Let's say you broke your arm. To set it, called on the form fracture reduction and dressing, that would cost you $5 to $20 depending upon the break and its severity. If you are only earning $6 a week, that's more than 3 weeks' salary for just that treatment. Let's say you have chronic tonsillitis and need to have them removed. The extirpation of tonsils would cost you $5 for each tonsil. This one is quite grim, but was necessary. For the amputation of an arm, it costs you $15 to $20, and for the amputation of a leg, it would cost you $25 to $50. Let's say there's no surgery or setting of bones required, but you need a specific medicine. That could cost you anywhere from 25 cents to $3. If you wanted to be vaccinated in the hopes of preventing common illnesses, it would cost you $2 per vaccination. If you have dislocated your shoulder, it would cost you $5 to $10 to set it, and for every half an hour that the doctor is detained by trying to fix your ailment, they would tack on another 50 cents. If you dislocated a lower extremity, it would be $10 to $40 to set it. For many of the poorer people in Plattsburgh, these fees were simply not something they could afford. Fannie stepped into that void of service and made it possible for poorer families to get the medical help they needed, all done with no charge to the patient. Fannie's desk and the contents of her office are in good condition. To think that 100 years ago you could have come here in pain and likely exhausted and had Fannie give you some relief from what ails you, and you wouldn't go bankrupt seeking care. That was a huge benefit to the Plattsburgh community. We are so lucky to have this desk in our collections. Thanks so much for stopping by.